it's crazy. Counting the losses, a cruise ship destined for the port of Mombasa changed course to Tanzania. The MV Seabourn Sojourn, sailing from Mahe, Seychelles with 800 tourists, will now dock in Tanzania for 6 days out of fear of what's happening. It's all right. Mandamano happened. I have a WhatsApp here, but now my WhatsApp is frozen. Does anything work? All right. Really appreciate these. Good morning. Kindly send us your mail. Tickets will be forwarded to you. Okay, great. Yeah, we'll give you your tickets. There you go. And yeah, so enjoy Sold Out tonight. Of course, Adrian is here, and we'll be playing. It'll be a Soul Friday flight. So there you go. 14 people killed in Naivasha varsity bus and Matatu crash. Kilifi, Kwale, Kajiado to get lion's share, and why investing in DRC makes sense. That's the front page of the Daily Nation this morning. Moving on to the Star, UDA office torched in bloody Azimio demos. Journalists injured during day-long violent opposition protests in Kisumu and Nairobi, and some very brutal pictures of NTV video journalist Eric Asinta and a colleague who were attacked by goons during the Azimio protests in Pipeline yesterday. As you can see, if you have the Star or you're online with the Star, there was a lot of insanity happening in various parts of the country. Protest chaos amid frantic calls for talks. At least one shot, several injured. Journalists heard as police battle protesters. UDA CI office torch. Businesses paralyzed amid looting in parts of Nairobi. Kisumu. Raila vows to press on. President jets back. Keeps off Azimio demands at investors forum. And pressure piles for talks. That's the front page of the Standard now. More madness. 14 killed in horror bus Matatu crash as well. Ruto seals 65 billion shilling Moderna plant deal for Kenya, and who will succeed CBK governor as well. And that is the front page of the Standard. And finally, in the Business Daily this morning, Kenya Power CEO shortlist narrows to 3 managers. Ruto saves Airtel Kenya. Amazon from forced stake sale. Search for new CBK boss on as Njoroge term ends, and Sakos to invest 800 million in joint tech platform. And finally, pain of 67 billion shilling shortfall amidst debt repayments. And that's the front page of your Business Daily. So that's what's happening in your papers today. Get them if you want or don't. It's entirely up to you. In this hour, we shall be talking all about IELTS with the British Council. They were to come in yesterday, but I am assuming the lovely people from the British Council, the protest was probably part of the reason we did not see them. But in this hour, we get to tell you all about IELTS, your once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to discover a world of diversity and culture in the UK and study in the UK, thanks to the British Council, available on www.britishcouncil.co.ke. Most of us have always dreamt of going to the UK for studies, but before you make the first step, which is an English proficiency test, we want you to take the next step to own your future by taking IELTS with the British Council, the International English Language Testing System, which is an English proficiency test used to measure if someone can speak, read, and write English well enough to study or work abroad in an English-speaking country. IELTS is accepted by immigration authorities in the United Kingdom, Australia, Canada, New Zealand, and the United States, and people looking to immigrate to these countries for studies, work, or to live abroad need to take IELTS. Register with the British Council on www.britishcouncil.co.ke. Here's the Beatles with Come Together at 22 minutes to 7. Good morning.
Got to be a joker, he just do what he please.
There we go. The Beatles would come together at 18 minutes to 7 here on your best mix of music, 98.4 Capital FM. Sold out going down this evening at the Carnivore. Adrian is setting up for a sold out Friday flight, so make sure you stick around for that as we talk more about the British Council's IELTS, the International Language Testing System, which is an English proficiency test used to measure if someone can speak, read, and write English well enough to study or work abroad in an English-speaking country. Now, IELTS is accepted by immigration authorities in the United Kingdom, Australia, Canada, New Zealand, and the United States. And people looking to immigrate to these countries for studies, work, or to live abroad need to take IELTS. Register with the British Council on britishcouncil.co.ke. Now, it's recognized by over 11,000 organizations worldwide, and British Council has the credentials and experience to help you on your journey. When you take IELTS with the British Council, you get a free Road to IELTS preparation, material, and practice test worth $80, so you can register right now, today, on www.britishcouncil.co.ke.
We are taking away the pain of waiting. We are taking away the anxiety of not knowing. We are taking away the worry of uncertainty. Because with NCBA, we give you conditional approval within 15 seconds of submitting your vehicle loan application.
Get conditional approval within 15 seconds of digitally submitting your vehicle loan application and take away the pain of waiting. NCBA. Go for it.
Friday, the 31st of March, will not be your regular Friday. Capital FM has rounded up only the best soul maestros and let them do what they do best. Ladies and gentlemen, Capital FM presents Sold Out. Sold Out. A night of nothing but the best soul music. On the decks, we have Capital FM's DJ Adrian and DJ Leo, backed up by a few extraordinary gentlemen. DJ Adams, Jogu, DJ Forrest, and DJ Shaky. It's all happening at the Carnivore Simba Saloon from 5 p.m. till late. Don't sell out. See you at Sold Out. Strictly for 25 and older. Advance tickets for only 1,500 shillings on ticketsasa.com today. Capital Traffic and Travel.
All right, having a look at your roads this morning. There is traffic kind of building up already. Yesterday was a beautiful day on the road. Today, maybe a little bit hectic. Thika Road traffic, Kiambu area going into Muthaiga. Forest Road and heading towards the city centre, you'll find a bit of traffic. There's traffic on Mombasa Road as well, but all looking good for now. It hasn't gotten to that point of the morning yet. If you spot anything on the roads, let us know. You can tweet me, 984 in the morning, hashtag drive in, or send me a WhatsApp if you'd like on 0701 984 984. Getting in the mood for a sold out Friday flight. Here's a little bars with Rhythm of the Night. Good morning.
When it feels like the world is on your shoulders and all of the madness has got you going crazy, it's time to get out, step out into the street where all of the action is right there at your feet. Well, I know a place where we can dance the whole night away underneath the electric stars. Just come with me and we can shake your blues right away. You'll be doing fine once the music starts. Oh, feel the beat of the rhythm of the night. Dance until the morning light. Forget about the worries on your mind. You can leave them all behind. Feel the beat of the rhythm of the night. Oh, the rhythm of the night. Oh, yeah. Look out on the street now, the party's just beginning. The music's playing, a celebration starting. Under the street lights, the scene is being set. A night for romance, a night you won't forget. So come join the fun, this ain't no time to be staying home. Ooh, there's too much going on. Oh, tonight is gonna be a night like you've never known. We're gonna have a good time the whole night long. Oh, feel the beat of the rhythm of the night. Dance until the morning light. Forget about the worries on your mind. You can leave them all behind. Feel the beat of the rhythm of the night. Oh, the rhythm of the
go. DeBarge, Rhythm of the Night. Got some Eurythmics on the way for you in a flash. It's 12 minutes to 7. If you haven't logged on to www.britishcouncil.co.ke and scroll down to to the little box that says Road to IELTS, you are missing out, because this could be your key to doing some big things somewhere else in the world and then coming back to Kenya with all that expertise as well. All right, register for your IELTS test with the British Council and get ahead with their Road to IELTS preparation and practice test worth $80 for free. The Road to IELTS is the British Council's comprehensive 100% online IELTS preparation program. It includes over 300 interactive activities, 13 videos giving advice and tutorials, and 40 practice tests. Everything your candidates need to get a great IELTS score. With the British Council's Road to IELTS gives you all the material you need to get your required IELTS score. The online course is valued at $80, which includes more than 300 interactive activities, 13 advice and tutorial videos, and 40 practice tests. So register today and check out www.britishcouncil.co.ke. It is so easy to register, by the way. If you go there, you click on the box, and then there's some really cool questions like FAQs as well, in case you have any questions. They're all there, answered for you, so you can take your Road to IELTS or your IELTS test as soon as you possibly can. Martha, good morning to you as well. I'm fine. Hope you're doing well too in Nakuru, and everything is okay. Now, speaking of different parts of the country, different parts of the region, well, the Horn of Africa the situation is absolutely dire right now. Records show that the region has not received a significant amount of rain for the last 5 years, and with this, the drought has led to farmers not, like the yields on the farms are tiny. There's overgrazing, drying up of water sources, hunger and starvation, and of course, loss of lives, death of people and animals, and so much more. And the drought continues to ravage the area. We want you to join us and help the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees as we raise funds to buy the much-needed food and medicine that will help the affected people brave the remainder of the drought. With the continued drought, the most affected will, of course, be children. And, of course, every child should have a shot at living their lives to their full potential. And it's really sad when... Let me ask you, Adrian, as a father, right? Can you imagine, and I ask this because it's a tough one. You got 2 boys, right?
I do, yes.
2 boys, yeah, just like me. Having to explain to your child that you don't know where their next meal is coming from. Can you imagine?
I think that's the hardest thing a parent can ever do.
Right? Like that would be like whenever I'm talking about the initiative we have with UNHCR, I just think about a parent like, or not even having to say anything, like a father or a mother. Just the wondering, because the pain is it's not about us as parents.
Right.
I can go a day. I mean, I've done intermittent fasting before. I've done Ramadan. Like, it's not a problem. But a child doesn't have the wherewithal to understand why their stomach is empty and they're hungry, right?
Yes, and you always know as a parent, as a dad, you always want to feed your children even before you prepare anything for yourself. You always have to sort the kids first.
Yeah. Make
sure they're okay. Then now you can think about yourself. So it's very, very.
Yeah. It breaks my heart to think about kids not having food, parents not being able to provide for that. And then we are complaining about our first world problems, right? Sitting in traffic, getting angry about things that, when you actually think about it, you're like, okay, for example, I have a friend who's recently just broken up with his girlfriend, and he's just mulling around depressed. And I'm like, dude, do you have a roof over your head? Do you have food in your fridge? Like, there are bigger problems out there, you know what I mean? But you can help. Select pay bill business number 329378. Adrian and I are going to do our donations this morning. Text account number capital, add your amount, and enter your M-Pesa PIN as we feed a child and nourish a future with UNHCR.
Sweet dreams are made of these.
Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? Travel the world and the seven seas. Everybody's looking for something. Hold your head up, keep your head up, moving on. Hold your head up, moving on. Keep your head up, moving on. Hold your head up, moving on. Keep your head up, moving on. Hold your head up, moving on. Keep your head up. Some of them want to use you. Some of them want to get used by you. Some of them want to abuse you. Some of them want to be abused. Hold your head up, keep your head up, moving on. Hold your head up, moving on. Keep your head up, moving on. Hold your head up, moving on. Keep your head up, moving on. Hold your head up, moving on. Keep your head up. Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? I travel the world and the seven seas. Everybody's looking for something. Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? I travel the world and the seven seas. Everybody's looking for something. Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? I travel the world and the seven seas. Everybody's looking
There we
for
go, a little Eurythmics for you. Sweet Dreams at 4 minutes to 7 rather, here on your best mix of music. Got some Cool in the Gang on the way for you in just a minute. Don't forget, it's a sold out Friday flight with DJ Adrian as we get ready for Sold Out tonight at the Carnivore. But we are talking a little bit about you, and of course, if you have a soul request you want to hear from Adrian, we'll see if he can fit it in on 0701-984-984. By the way, on that note, you must tell us how much you're willing to donate to this incredible cause that we're a part of. And the cause is called Feed a Child, Nourish a Future with Capital FM and UNHCR. So select pay bill business number 329378. Text account number capital, add your amount, and then your M-Pesa PIN. We're accepting any contributions, so please join us as we help the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees as we raise funds to buy the much-needed food and medicine that will help feed a child and nourish a future.
You're the one for me.
There we go, Cool and the gang, ready for that Friday flight. It's kicking off at 7 with DJ Adrian. We will be talking all things Rwandair in the next hour. We have that ticket to give away as well. So all that coming up in just a bit. The time now is 7 o'clock. Good morning.
The best mix of music, Capital FM.
Capital News Beat.
Machogumon's Pwani University students killed in a road accident. Police on the spot as journalists attacked and equipment vandalized during protests. And Senegal opposition leader found guilty of libel. Good morning, I'm Yunia Amunga.
Capital News Beat.
Education Cabinet Secretary Ezekiel Machogu has sent a message of condolence to the family members of the 7 students and 3 staff members of Pwani University involved in a fatal road accident. The accident, which occurred at Kayole area along Naivasha-Nairobi Highway, also caused the death of passengers in a PSV. The students and staff of Pwani University were en route to participate in sports activities in Eldoret. The CS also sent a message of condolence to the passengers of the PSV and wished those receiving treatment in various hospitals quick recovery. Kenya Tourism Board is rooting for strong partnerships with tourism trade partners and county governments as it seeks to boost tourism numbers in the country. Consequently, the marketing agency will next month convene a 2-day engagement meeting with county tourism CECs, chief officers and tourism trade representatives to deliberate on areas of collaboration with a view of broadening the scope of tourism within the counties. This comes on the back of the recovery of Kenya's tourism arrivals as well as an aggressive campaign on the domestic tourism front dubbed You Deserve a Holiday, which has provided enriched experiences to Kenyans away from the traditional beach and safari product. Speaking during an engagement with tourism trade partners at the Kenyatta International Convention Center, acting CEO John Chirchir said that the travel trade has been an important pillar in this recovery as they have played a key role in building confidence in Kenya as a preferred tourist destination. Several journalists were injured in Nairobi and Kisumu while covering anti-government protests called by the opposition yesterday. Now, most of the attacks occurred in Pipeline and Embakasi area where police unleashed terror on Azimio supporters as opposition leader Raila Odinga made his way to Jacaranda grounds, which was sealed off. Among those attacked is NTV camera person Eric Isinta, who sustained serious injuries when a police officer threw a tear gas on their vehicle. Several other journalists from other media houses sustained injuries all lost their cameras and other equipment during the attacks, which appeared coordinated, while others were forced to delete photos and videos. The Media Council of Kenya has described March 2023 as the darkest month for the Kenyan media since the clamor for multi-party democracy. In other news, a leading Senegalese opposition leader, Ousmane Sonko, has been found guilty of libel and handed a 2-month suspended jail sentence. Sonko was charged with libel after accusing the country's tourism minister of embezzlement. Protests broke out across the capital, Dakar, ahead of the trial. Sonko's lawyers say the sentence is not expected to prevent him from running in presidential elections next year. He had previously denied the charges and said they were a tactic to eliminate him from the race. For more on these and other stories, dial star 411 star 4#. That's Capital News Beat. I'm Yunia Amunga. You're up to date at 3 minutes past 7.
Capital News Beat. Capital Weather.
All right, the weather this morning, Nairobi, it is going to be 26 with some rain. It's pretty gray outside Mombasa. 31 and sunny. Nakuru 26 with rain, and Kisumu 28 with some thunderstorms coming your way. Let's get into the Friday flight. The sold out Friday flight at 3 minutes past 7.
Rain or shine, we play the best mix of music all day long. 98.4 Capital FM.
It's the Friday flight with DJ Adrian.
One more night, more night. I know it's kinda risky, 'cause you're someone's guy, but I can't let it stop me now. Love's got me in a frenzy, and my heart won't lie.
that she was loving any other man. And when she holds me, her body does strange things to mine. And when she loves me, then I know she's one of a kind. Ooh, yeah. She's really special. She knows what good love is all about. Ooh, yeah. She's got something I don't wanna live without. Ooh, yeah. I miss that syncopation. I guess I never really understand. She gave no indication that she was loving any other man. I can't imagine now maybe with somebody new. Oh no, no, I'm so confused that I don't know what to do. Ooh-wee, I took love for granted, and now I'm left here all alone, alone and crying. You're all I'm wanting, so girl, won't you come back home? Oh yeah, I miss that syncopation. I guess I never really understand. She gave no indication that she was loving any other man. Ooh, I miss that syncopation. I guess I never really understand. She gave no indication that she was loving any other man.
Adrian.
killing it. That's DJ Adrian already starting off that sold out feeling. I feel like you're going to go from here at 10 straight to the carnivore for sound check. Do you guys do sound check as DJs? I guess for an event like this you would, right? Yeah. All right, someone's saying it's not sold out Friday unless you play Cameo's Candy, so that's coming. Don't worry, Wambui and whoever else mentioned that on Twitter. That's Wambui and Mark Waka. All right, we're waiting for the business news when that'll happen shortly. Don't forget, of course, NCBA giving you approved, if I should say, conditional approval on your loan in 15 seconds or less. We'll tell you how quick that is, but right now you can tell me in 15 seconds or less on a voice note on 0701984984 what you would get a loan for and why, courtesy of NCBA. It is pretty cool. 15 seconds or less, taking a lot of the worry out of your loan experience. That's always have you ever gotten a loan? Yeah, for a home, right? Yeah. The feeling of when you apply and then as you wait for them to say yeah, it's a little nerve-wracking. Well, NCBA has taken all the worry out of that with 15-second conditional approval granted after digitally submitting the application form. 15 seconds conditional approval is a first of its kind in the market. The innovation is aimed at easing the anxiety that comes with loan applications. You will have the assurance that you are already pre-qualified, of course, subject to document submission, review, and verification. You'll also be assured that this is a one-stop shop for your financing needs, dispensed in a prompt and efficient manner. And you will also have insurance and insurance premium financing available to you to enhance the one-stop shop. So it's time to embrace speedy and convenient asset financing from NCBA, the bank that says go for it. Time now for the business news. When we come back, we'll get straight back into the Friday Flight, a sold-out edition. And, of course, we do have that round-trip ticket, flight, I should say, to give away courtesy of Rwanda Air. That's all coming up in this hour. Good morning.
Capital Business News.
In the headlines, Akon Students Housing Units raise over 800 million profit, and Jumia Kenya unveils new packaging measures ahead of World Zero Waste Day. Student hostel developer Akon Investment Management Limited has announced a net profit of 855 million shillings for the 2022 full year. AIML runs Kwetu and Kijani student residences in Nairobi and surrounding areas. Profits came from the Akon Student Accommodation Income Rate and the Akon Student Accommodation Development Rate. It attributes its high income to strong occupancy across its operational properties, high rent, and the scaling up of the portfolio through the acquisition of two new assets, Kwetu Parklands and Kwetu Aberdare Heights, despite a disruption of the school calendar due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Jumia Kenya consumers will now receive their online orders in their original packaging from the manufacturer without any extra wrap from Jumia. This follows the company's recent announcement, which aligns with its ESG strategy aimed at environmentally friendly activities in the countries it operates in. Items like clothes and apparels, shoes, TVs, printers, water dispensers and photocopiers will be delivered in the manufacturer's original packaging with an airway bill stuck on top instead of having additional Jumia branded packaging. Sensitive and personal items will still be packaged to conceal the item and maintain privacy. U.S. biotech company Moderna has finalized an agreement to set up a $500 million vaccine facility in Nairobi, President William Ruto has said. He says Moderna's investment will be a catalyst for the medical and pharmaceutical industry, not just in Kenya but in the continent. Moderna said in a separate statement that the state-of-the-art facility would make up to 500 million doses of vaccines each year without giving a date for when production would start. The company said it now has commitments to establish manufacturing facilities in Kenya, the United States, Canada, Australia, and the United Kingdom. For more on these and other stories, dial star 411 star 26 hash. More business news at 9:15. I'm Unia Amunga.
Capital Business News.
Your African hair is your crown, and Ashanti Q Hair Care is here to make the African queen in you wear it with confidence. Ashanti Q Hair Care is a range of hair care products made specifically for African hair with natural ingredients and essential oils such as coconut oil, argan oil, raw shea butter, castor oil, moringa oil, olive oil, and vitamin A and E that restore moisture, regenerate growth, and style hair to perfection. Ashanti Q Hair Care has products made specifically for natural hair which contain no parabens, phthalates, or mineral oils. The products include sulfate-free shampoo, moisture lock conditioner, treatment mask, no crunch curling gel and curling butter, growth cream, soothing cream, and finishing hair serum. Be an African queen with Ashanti Q natural hair care products.
Hey, wake up! Unajua what time it is? Wait, it doesn't matter. Because time is money and there's always time for money. Ama? Speaking of money, did you know that you can send cash to and receive money from almost anywhere in the world at any KCB branch? Choose from Western Union, MoneyGram, Ria, World Remit, Transfast, Small World and Habshi and get the money there chap chap. Money never sleeps, but you can rest easy with KCB Bank International Money Transfer Services. Regulated by the Central Bank of Kenya.
All right, there we go. It is 26 minutes past 7 with KCB Bank Female-Led and Made Enterprise Solutions. KCB brings you Flame, standing for Female-Led and Made Enterprises. Flame offers business solutions, flexible and accessible unsecured loans up to $30 million for female entrepreneurs. WhatsApp 0711 087087 or visit your nearest KCB Bank branch to learn more for people for better. Now, for the past few weeks, we've been talking about flying the dream of Africa, and of course that is Rwanda. And we've had so much great response, not just from you, our dear listener, but from everywhere, especially when we talk about 30% off for Easter as well. If you go to Rwandair.com and use promo code Easter23, 30% off flights to some of the great Rwandair destinations. And I have the pleasure of having in studio with me this morning Betty Ingabire, Country Manager for Rwandair. Betty, welcome to Capital FM.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for bringing Rwandair to our station. It's been a really fun campaign. We've been asking people to go to the social media pages, like, follow, or comment, and send us a screenshot. We've got many. And there's an opportunity, of course, today, because today being the last day of the month, we've been promising a ticket giveaway.
Yes.
So first, before that, tell us a little bit about what makes Rwandair a different kind of airline.
Yes. So Rwanda is national carrier of Rwanda, of course, and we've been in the industry for some years, and of course, as a young, upcoming airline, we are here to serve, and we are here to give better services to the people of Kenya. Yes. Yeah. So we have a good customer service.
Very good customer service.
Yes. Yeah. And actually we are operating 3 flights to Nairobi.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So we encourage everybody to book Rwanda.
Absolutely. And the destinations from Kigali are many.
Yes.
All over the world.
Yes.
Whether you're going east or west or wherever, you can fly.
Europe.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yes.
So you have a couple of... So what we've been doing, and I'm sure you've been listening, is having people go to your social media pages, like, comment, or follow, sending us a screenshot.
Yes.
So that group of people is now in a final draw. And
Okay.
you've got a couple of questions that
Yes.
you're going to ask.
Yes.
So those people who took part in the competition, if you missed out, too bad, because you didn't take advantage of this great offer. We have a round-trip flight courtesy of Rwanda to give away this morning.
Yes.
And you're going to ask a couple of questions.
Yes.
Okay, let's hear the questions.
Yes. So question number 1 is, how can you book a flight to London? And how many flights does Rwanda have to London?
Ooh, that's a good
Yes.
question.
Yes.
Okay, great. And how is this okay? Is there another question?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So we also want to know where's our offices? Where does Rwanda operate from?
Okay. Oh, like the
Yes,
hub. Your hub.
Our hub, and then
Okay.
our offices in Nairobi.
Okay, so that's a two-part
Yes,
question.
yes.
Where is Rwanda's hub, and
Yes.
where are their offices in Nairobi?
Yes.
Okay. Is there any other question?
Yes. What's the name of the Dreamers what's the name of the loyalty program for Rwanda?
Okay. And the name of the loyalty program, but you've kind of given that answer away right there, but that's fine. It's okay. So you made it a little bit easy. Name of the loyalty program for Rwanda, which is fine. Okay, so those 3 questions.
Yes.
Okay. So now, getting those answers right now, if you took part in our competition over the last 2 weeks, and you could win a ticket courtesy of Rwanda, do we know where the flight is going? Where the ticket, what is the destination? Or is that anywhere?
Anywhere.
Anywhere?
Yes. Anywhere that Rwanda flies.
Okay, so we're talking about a number of great... Oh, my goodness, I would love to get on one of these flights. Okay, so if you are wondering where Rwanda flies, let me break that down for you now, because they fly to some of the coolest places in the world. If you're traveling through Africa, we're talking about Abuja, Accra, Bangui, Brazzaville, Bujumbura, Cape Town, Cotonou, Dar es Salaam, Douala, Entebbe, Harare, Johannesburg, Kamembe, Kigali, Kilimanjaro, Lagos, Libreville, Lusaka, and of course here in Nairobi. In Europe, Brussels and London, and of course Asia, Dubai, Guangzhou, and Mumbai. So you can go anywhere you want if you can get your hands on this round trip ticket. Go on.
No, those are our destinations.
Yeah.
So the ticket is to Kigali.
Okay.
Yes.
So from Nairobi to
Yes.
Kigali,
Yes.
return. Oh, okay, that's fine. That's
Yes.
even. Hey, Kigali's a beautiful
Yes.
place. Yeah, I've been
Yes.
there many times actually. So if you're planning on doing let me tell you, you haven't seen an African city until you've seen Kigali.
Yes.
Yep. And of course, if you want to do some guerrilla trekking, if
Yes.
you want to check out the Genocide Memorial, there's
Yes.
so much to see in Kigali.
There's
A
a
beautiful,
lot.
beautiful place.
The
yes.
clean city.
Yes, absolutely. And by the way, it is one of the cleanest cities I've ever been to in my life, in the world.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's where you get your flight to. So answer those 3 questions. Let me give them to you one more time. Here we go. How can you book a flight to London, and how many flights does Rwanda have to London?
Yes.
Where is Rwanda's hub in
East Africa.
In East Africa, and where is their office in Nairobi?
Yes.
And what is the name of Rwanda's loyalty program?
Yes.
Those 3 answers, get them in now, and we could give you that ticket this morning. The time now is 29 minutes to 8.
Blood is thicker than water. But is it really? Follow the story of a young girl whose entire life gets turned upside down when she learns the shocking truth about her father's identity. Drama ensues as she fights to find her place in the world in Second Family, a brand new Showmax telenovela starring Vanessa Okeo, Brian Ogola, and others. Subscribe to watch it now, only on showmax.com.
The great Benjamin Aimba may be gone, but his spirit lives on in the beautiful game of rugby. And that's why Kenyatta Stadium in Machakos will be the place to be from the 7th to the 9th of April as the Benjamin Aimba Rugby Legacy Tournament gets underway.
Benjamin Aimba, the coach.
Go along and enjoy the action as you celebrate one of Kenya's rugby greats. Buy your tickets today on tikiti.co.ke and tune into the Jam with June and Martin to learn more. It's a Kenya Rugby League Federation sanctioned tournament.
All right, there we go. We have, man, so many people took part in this competition over the last couple of weeks, and we have so many right answers as well. So we are going to give out the answers quickly, and then we're going to announce the winner this morning, the winner of the return flight to Kigali, okay? So how do you book a flight to London? You'll tell us?
Yes, so you can book online.
Yeah.
You can book through any Rwanda sales office, and you can book it, with any of your preferred travel agent.
Great, okay. How many flights does Rwanda have to London? This is very surprising to me.
Yes, so we have 4 flights to London, and they're direct from Kigali.
Wow,
Yes.
4 a week, that's crazy.
Yes, in a week.
Rwanda's hub is?
It's Kigali, of course.
And their office in Nairobi is?
We operate at International Lifehouse.
Right, and
on
finally,
Londina Street.
the answer you kind of gave away when you asked the question, name of the loyalty program?
Yeah, so you already have the answer. It's called the Dreamers.
Okay, fine.
Program.
So what we've done is we've taken all the names.
Yes.
We put them in this nice big bucket for you.
Yes.
Many, many names. So you got to dig around in that bucket.
Yes.
I'm going to play a drum roll, and when the drum roll ends, you're going to give us the winner's name, okay?
Okay.
It's a long drum roll. Don't worry. We like to keep the suspense going. Okay, so who's our winner with Rwanda actually for the ticket to Kigali return? What a great prize. You're traveling to Kigali, which is an incredible place. Who's the winner?
So the winner is Cecilia Milanda.
What? That is awesome. Congratulations, Cecilia. You got yourself a return ticket to Kigali, courtesy of Rwanda. What an incredible campaign. Thank you so much for bringing it to Capital FM.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me.
We've had so much fun with Rwanda. It truly is the dream of Africa. And again, you can fly literally anywhere in the world. I think many people are surprised at how many destinations you guys actually go to.
Yes,
Yeah.
28 destinations in 22 countries.
And I'm certain it's just going to grow year on year.
Yes,
Right.
yes, more are coming on board.
Oh, that's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Really, I've flown Rwanda once or twice, and it's been an amazing experience, both times to Kigali, and it's been an amazing experience as well. So thank you so much for the campaign.
Thank you so much.
Cecilia Milanda, congratulations. You got yourself the return trip to Kigali, courtesy of Rwanda. And thanks to all of you who took part in the competition. I'm sure we'll do it all over again at some time in the near future. Let's get back into the Friday flight. And Betty, thank you so much for coming in this morning.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
AD.
sure I'm right, girl, before I let go. We've had our good time. That's not the same. We've hurting each other. Girl, it's a shame. I won't be foolish, no. I wanna know. I wanna make sure I'm right, girl, before I let go. Yeah.
There we go. Adrian is on fire. Now, in the next hour, we got a great conversation coming up. We're going to be talking all about the judiciary and how the perception is changing, what they're doing to change the perception, how communication with the judiciary is also different than it was, say, 3, 4, 5 years ago. How our very good Justice Martha Koome has changed that as well. We can't wait for that conversation. It's coming up in the next hour. Then we get straight back in, of course, to the sold-out Friday flight. So don't go anywhere. The time now is 8 o'clock. Good morning.
The best mix of music, Capital FM.
The Breakfast Bulletin with Unia Amunga.
It's 8 o'clock on the 31st of March, 2023.
We have had a period when we have not been receiving significant inflows to the government, which is the way we accumulate our reserves generally.
Yule jamaa wanasema wanaazimio ati ni anarchist. Sisi tunataka kuharibu mali ya watu. Hapana.
I am telling you, but for police action, this protest will be peaceful. Remove police action. Remove police action from these things.
We want to talk to the residents of Kisumu County. According to the memo that we saw, our Honorable His Excellency Governor Peter Nyang'nyong'o released to the people of Kisumu.
If, for whatever reason, a refund is not made by the Kenya Revenue Authority within this period,
and we tell Raila Odinga, you have been very unfair to this country. You have been very unfair to this country. It's about time you made a decision.
Nipigwe teke sitarudi nipigwe teke. Nitupie tear gas. Nitupie tear gas.
Good morning. President William Ruto has said U.S. biotech company Moderna has finalized an agreement to set up a $500 million vaccine facility in Nairobi. He says Moderna's investment will be a catalyst for the medical and pharmaceutical industry, not just in Kenya, but in the continent. Moderna said in a separate statement that the state-of-the-art facility would make up to 500 million doses of vaccines each year, without giving a date for when production would start. The company said it now has commitments to establish manufacturing facilities in Kenya, the United States, Canada, Australia, and the United Kingdom. The Media Council of Kenya has described March 2023 as the darkest month for the Kenyan media since the clamor for multi-party democracy. This follows incidents of attacks meted on journalists and equipment vandalism as they covered anti-government protests in Nairobi and Kisumu. Most of the attacks occurred in Pipeline and Embakasi area, where police unleashed terror on Azimio supporters as opposition leader Raila Odinga made his way to Jacaranda grounds, which was sealed off. Kenya Tourism Board is rooting for strong partnership with tourism trade partners and county governments as it seeks to boost tourism numbers in the country. Consequently, the marketing agency will next month convene a two-day engagement meeting with county tourism CECs, chief officers and tourism trade representatives to deliberate on areas of collaboration with a view of broadening the scope of tourism within the counties. This comes on the back of the recovery of Kenya's tourism arrivals, as well as an aggressive campaign on the domestic tourism front dubbed You Deserve a Holiday, which has provided enriched experiences to Kenyans away from the traditional beach and safari product. Speaking during an engagement with tourism trade partners at the Kenyatta International Convention Center, acting CEO John Chichir said that the travel trade has been an important pillar in this recovery, as they have played a key role in building confidence in Kenya as a preferred tourist destination. Education Cabinet Secretary Ezekiel Machogu has sent a message of condolence to the families of the 7 students and 3 staff members of Pwani University involved in a fatal road accident yesterday. The accident, which occurred at Kayole area along Naivasha-Nairobi Highway, also caused the death of passengers in a public service vehicle. The students and staff of Pwani University were en route to participate in sports activities in Eldoret. The CS also sent his message of condolence to the passengers of the PSV and wished those receiving treatment in various hospitals quick recovery. Elsewhere, former U.S. President Donald Trump will be charged over hush money payments made to a porn star just before the 2016 presidential election. The details of the case against him have not yet been released. A grand jury has voted to indict him after investigating a $130,000 payout to Stormy Daniels in an attempt to buy her silence over an alleged affair. Trump, aged 76, denies wrongdoing. He is the first serving or former U.S. president to face a criminal charge. The Office of Manhattan District Attorney Alvis Bragg, who has been pursuing the investigation, confirmed that it had contacted Trump's attorney to coordinate his surrender on unspecified charges. For more on these and other stories, log on to www.capitalfm.co.ke/news. And now coming up, a look at the money market.
The Breakfast Bulletin. Money Matters with Capital FM.
In trading, the market resumed its downturn, sliding 0.7% on the price downturn of Safaricom, while the NSE 20 and NSE 25 sustained their rally, ticking up 0.8% and 0.1% respectively on the price uptick of most banking and insurance stocks. Market activity declined 41.2% to $3.1 million. Safaricom reclaimed the top mover position, accounting for 66.8% of equity turnover. The telco maintained its bear run, declining 2.7% to 18 shillings on sustained foreign selling. Likewise, Equity Bank extended gains by 0.8% to close at 44.60 as investors continued taking up positions on the counter following the higher 2022 financial year dividend payout. Now you can follow trading on the Capital FM website, www.capitalfm.co.ke/business. More financial news in the world at one.
Money Matters with Capital FM.
And that's the Breakfast Bulletin as U.S. biotech company Moderna finalizes agreement to set up vaccine facility in Nairobi. Machogo mourns 20 university students killed in a road accident, and police on the spot as journalists attacked and equipment vandalized during protests. That's the way it is at 7 minutes past 8.
Capital Newsbeat. This is Fareed and Capital in the Morning.
The best mix of music, 98.4 Capital FM.
It's like candy. I can feel it when you walk. Even when you talk, it takes over me. Yes, I'm dandy. I wanna know, can you feel it too? Just like I do. This stuff is starting now. It's the same feeling I always seem to get about you. There's no mistaking, I'm clearly taken by the simple mere thought of you. This stuff is starting now. This stuff is starting now. This stuff is starting now.
There we go, Cameo, that Friday sold-out feeling. Of course, sold-out happening tonight at the Carnivore. We hope you're going to be there. Adrian is headlining there as well. We are live on YouTube this morning as well, which I always tell the guests after they've come into the studio, because a lot of them are like, I'm not coming on air. We are actually live on YouTube. So we have Rose Washuka, Chief of Staff, Office of the Chief Justice, representing the Chief Justice in studio with us this morning. Rose, welcome back.
Thank you, Fareed.
Great to have you. We did have a wonderful conversation towards the end of last year. And it's great to have you back in the studio.
Thank you.
Because this is a topic that is literally discussed and talked about daily. Yes. And we have so much to get through this morning. But before that, how are you? How is your morning? How has your week been? I know it's been a crazy week here in the country, across the country, but how has your week been?
Inspiring.
Okay.
It's been inspiring, but if I'm being very vulnerable, I am exhausted.
Okay.
But for good cause and for good reason,
Right.
because we've been preparing to host over 30 Chief Justices in the country next week, which is the largest number that Kenya has ever hosted. And obviously, I love the process of preparing, but sometimes it can take a toll on the body. So I relax on the tennis court. Fareed, if you want to catch a game, let me know.
I'm seriously, I played tennis for many years.
Yeah, that's how I ease off steam.
That's great. Let's play tennis.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay,
So
I'm very
I am
serious about that.
inspired. I am also inspired by
Right.
the resilience of the Kenyan people and the ways that we are protecting our country.
Yes, wonderful. And we've had a bit of a up and down couple of weeks, obviously, through what has been going on Monday initially, and now Monday and Thursday. We're not going to get into that. We speak about that every day here at Capital FM. And you can catch more on that Monday evening with me and David Sayega on Global Digest, a 1-hour talk show, but that's separate from what we're discussing this morning. It is great to have you back as a guest, and obviously we are talking about the social transformation through access to justice vision, which is something that, is new.
Yeah.
That our Chief Justice has brought in, the wonderful Chief Justice we have, who was also a guest here last year, earlier in the year. We had a great conversation as well. And what I like about the mandate and the vision is that it's not just talk. When she came in, she was relatively new to the position, and a lot of what she said was going to happen within the realm of justice and the judiciary has actually happened or is in the process of happening. So let's just get right into it. You said you have 30 Chief Justices coming in from all over the continent?
Continent next week.
And then the purpose for that is?
We're going to talk about the role of judiciaries in climate change, in combating climate change. And that is part of the Chief Justice's vision, what she told you when she came over, that her vision is to make sure Nairobi becomes the hub for judicial dialogues in Africa, which is an entire conversation. And she's the first Chief Justice to host the 3 most critical meetings in Africa, here in Kenya. And 2 in Nairobi and 1 in Mombasa.
That's wonderful, and that's amazing. And obviously we are becoming now, which is great, because it kind of shows us that we're becoming kind of the bastion of what a judiciary should look like or should aim to look like, if we are now the hub for all of these guests to come and learn and interact and network as well. And what's nice about it is, and we talked about it when we met before you came on air just now, we are moving from the I guess we can say that the colonial form of the way a judiciary should run, which is fine because that's what we knew, to the way, because Africa's needs and wants are very different, right?
Very, very different. And to substantiate that, we are moving from sort of isolationist, inward justice to people-centered justice. And what people-centered justice means, Fareed, is that people own their justice claims, people own their justice obligations, and the judiciary midwives that process of ensuring that people understand their rights, people understand how to resolve disputes. Did you know that only 10% of Kenyans actually seek legal redress through courts? 90% use families as a first medium, communities, communal institutions, the police, and other structures of government. And only 10% come to courts. And because the Constitution, as an inspiring transformative charter, places the responsibility on the judiciary to actually be the custodian of the Constitution. It's the house that the Constitution finds warmth. And so we have and are looking at justice not just from an institutionalized or formal perspective, but from a holistic perspective, in incorporating informal structures, indigenous methods, and other ways to make sure that those disputes are owned by individuals, at communities, and many of them resolved there.
And but what you're essentially saying is we may have done things differently pre-colonization, and we need to incorporate those things into a legal framework that then becomes the law. Maybe not the right term, but that when, if you're saying that mediation with families, communities, etc., growing into a situation where now it is overseen by the judiciary, so that whatever the decision is the legal and final decision. But you're saying incorporating the things that we know as Africans.
And we don't have to institutionalize them, because that's a problem. When you formalize things, you create a barrier to access. So what we mean is we have to recognize them and encourage them. And an example is alternative justice systems. That is really working with communities to resolve some of the most pressing needs. In Kajiado, we had a case that had been in the court for over 35 years, resolved in an Ukumbi suit. That's an AJS suit. And so what we are doing is recognizing that the agents of justice are the people themselves.
Okay.
And people know how to resolve these disputes for it.
Right.
And so we need to, because a barrier is a formality. Formality is a barrier. And look at the case of the small claims courts. The small claims court is a largely informal. The processes, filing processes to the small claims courts are largely not really stringent and formal, and you can lay your claim in a simple sheet of paper, present it in any registry, any small claims registry, and within 60 days you get your decision. We also have mediation. For instance, if families resolve 90% of disputes, what are families doing in courts? And so the Chief Justice has a targeted, very targeted strategy to make sure that the family division becomes real time. Right. Because families belong in communities to resolve those disputes and to be the social glue to our society, not in disputes and confrontations in court.
And is it then advisable to try and solve that problem outside of the court system, i.e. through family mediation, etc., and if you can't, then it goes into the court system where someone else kind of oversees the process?
That should be the way.
Okay.
Access to justice should not be a punishing venture, meaning that we shouldn't try to settle scores, by going to court. We need as much as possible to introduce and engage mediation and dialogues, because then that has more lasting positive outcomes. But also, at scale, we have the possibility to resolve a lot more disputes and sort of implement what we are calling judicial hygiene, preventive justice. Just like medicine, think of healthcare. Prevention is better than cure.
Yes.
And so if we can catch and resolve disputes before they get to court, we save a lot of money, we save a lot of acrimony because it's an adversarial system, and we also make sure that we are employing the finite resource of judging, because very few judges in the country compared to the number of people, 7 million legal claims every year. Against about 70 judges, we have to really deploy those resources to the most complex legal problems. And so what that means is that the judiciary shouldn't be like the first stop for resolution. Of course, all the cases that come to court get attention, but the more that we encourage our people to try and resolve those disputes and to give them legitimacy, because I think that's what's needed, that if you can agree and bring that agreement to court, it will be enforced and recognized as binding. That is a game changer.
Right.
Makes all the difference.
And that obviously quickens the process of
Yes.
justice anyway. So if me and my brother or sister have a land issue or a property issue, and we say, this is how we want to see this issue resolved, then we just get the legal stamp in a way to say that's now,
That's resolved.
resolved.
Yeah.
You talked about a case that's 35 years old. And when the Chief Justice was here,
Yes.
she spoke about this backlog that of cases. People, eventually it sits in court, and I'm sure people are just like, what can you do? And I think that was the old perception of the judiciary.
Yes.
That is changing quite rapidly in the last 2 years. And we've had judges and of various positions in studio over the course of the last year or two, and many of them are saying that the pace and the speed, but not the quality of justice, is changing dramatically here in Kenya.
It is. But I would also convince you that also the quality is changing, Fareed.
Changing for the better. No,
Yes,
I didn't
for the
mean
better.
Because it's quicker,
Oh,
it's less quality.
It's not going down.
Yeah,
It's getting better.
Yeah.
And what we are starting to see is what the Chief Justice has encouraged as shared leadership. That when you sit in court, previously, the lawyer or the party was the owner or in charge of proceedings, so that if you brought a claim to court, sometimes you would say, I'm not ready to proceed, and so let's stand this matter over generally, which are now obsolete terms that that the Chief Justice has actually indicated categorically need to disappear from judicial jargon. And so judges are now in charge of proceedings, because the Chief Justice has been emphatic that when you file a claim, you must be ready to present yourself to resolve that claim. Because obviously justice is a public good, but justice is not an infinite public good. As I've said, we have finite resources of judges. And so if you bring your matter to court and you're seeking that service of resolution, you must be prepared to make sure that you present that case to conclusion. And so the no adjournment policy is working wonders. But you know what's working better for it? It is having these conversations with the Law Society, having conversations with other connected actors within the realm of the NCAJ, which is the National Council on Administration of Justice, so that we are aligned on the vision. The vision is let us deliver justice to the people. And what that means is that the judiciary sits downstream. We spoke about that in October. And so the entities and institutions that sit upstream, how can we support you and how can you support us to resolve the formal disputes in court? Now that's 10%.
Okay.
And also, so also our focus should not remove our focus from the 90% that are not coming through the formal justice channels. And so, we have the mediation summit opening on the 13th of April, and I encourage people to look that up and to follow that up, because it's the first mediation summit. It is organized in collaboration with the private sector, and it is a perfect example of where dialogues need to happen, micro and macro scale, and that makes all the difference, because then the understanding of justice from a judicial perspective goes and is shared with others, but also the judiciary sits and receives opinions from others on how to just make those processes very, very accessible. And that's how it's changing. It's changing actually because everybody now is coming along to make sure that we don't have adjournments, to make sure that evidence is preserved properly, to make sure that Kenyans are actually empowered in terms of access to legal information, which is a conversation we should have, because access to legal information is a great hindrance to formal access to justice.
And digitization of that information as well is a big thing too, right?
Access,
which is kind of what's happening. We're sort of bringing our justice system into the 21st century, which was something it wasn't before the Chief Justice joined, and a lot of her vision is there. Now, the Chief Justice launched a social transformation through access to justice vision. We've spoken about that. Special focus on protecting the rights of the vulnerable groups.
Yes.
So how is the access to justice in Kenya since the formation? Has that changed dramatically?
Oh, yes. And it has changed in many, many ways, because, as you know, Fareed, we have the court users committees. And the court users committees are in all the courts across the country, over 127 court stations. And what that means is that court users committees bring together justice actors to actually discuss and distill the issues around access to justice in court stations, and then find organic solutions that are contextualized to that particular station. Now, it's changing in terms of moving those justice conversations forward. if you look at the outcomes under the STAG vision, which we call the social transformation vision, the STAG vision, there is the element of a strong institution. And since the Chief Justice came into office, she has continued with the legacy of Justice Mutunga and Justice Maraga, CJ Emeritus, to really drive the judiciary into the next level post 2010 of a transformational institution. Remember, the Kenyan judiciary was completely changed and altered by the constitution.
Correct.
And so to stand as a strong institution that Kenyans can actually depend on to even stabilize our democracy, as we've seen in the past year, is a big feat. I mean, the Chief Justice has received many invitations from very eminent international organizations, including very progressive jurisdictions, to ask, how do you do it? How does Kenya manage to hold and the Kenyan judiciary stand as a strong institution?
It's actually crazy because the perception has changed so dramatically just from a public view in the last 2 years. And
Absolutely.
It's really, it can only be down to one thing, right?
The Chief Justice was invited to the Aspen Security Forum for precisely this reason, and spent time with very distinguished Chief Justices across the world, just talking about how do you lead a judiciary into being a strong institution. So we are seeing that, and we can't compromise that, because other institutions sort of have term limits and, elections every so often. The judiciary stands through those transitions, and so we have to make sure that it remains very, very strong. The second strand is financing, and since the Chief Justice came into office, she has managed to complete the setting up of the Judiciary Fund, and also to have that judiciary financing enhanced to 3 billion every year. That means that in the next 5 years, judiciary funding will have been enhanced by 15 billion, which will really support to make sure that all the elements that need to be completed, reducing the distance to courts from 200 kilometers to 100 kilometers is realized, and many other elements. But beyond resources, it's also how are we applying the non-financial resources? How are we applying the finite resources of judges? I cannot stress enough how precious and rare and limited the resource of judges in this country is, and that we need to deploy judges to deal with only the most complex legal problems, so that we can continue to really make sure that we stand guard to the Constitution. The other one is deepened partnerships, conversations with the police, with the DPP, with the Attorney General, giving structure to the NCAJ so that that becomes the place where these actors meet to distill issues.
Okay.
As core equal agents,
Sure.
chaired and supported by the Chief Justice. And finally, accountability. How do people reach the judiciary to indicate, to sort of if people have grievances about how their cases are being handled in the judiciary, how easy is it for a citizen to walk into a court station, to receive a warm reception, customer care, and to recognize that people own justice apparatus and justice institutions, and for us then to address those issues? And we have a very progressive system that the Chief Justice has put across. Fareed, if you send to me or you put in that system a problem about a case, you either are concerned about delay, you're concerned that there are issues that are happening beneath the surface, it will not take me more than 10 minutes to send you an update of your case and what we need to do about it.
So we're talking about an entire rebrand
Yes.
in 2 years, and I know it's still it's a work in progress. It's ongoing, of a justice system that, I mean, can we be honest here and say that was essentially fragmented and a little bit broken before, and maybe that was more the public's perception as opposed to what was happening behind the closed doors of the courthouses? Because what we saw, and I can speak for myself, is I don't really want to take my case to court, not for the reason of that you mentioned in the beginning of the conversation, because I can do it through mediation with family or my community or whatever, just because it was like, is it really going to happen? You know what I mean? So there is a rebrand happening. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we have a number of questions to get through as well, including one that's very interesting to me: online violence becoming prominent, and the UN Women Database estimates indicates that 28% of women in Africa have experienced online violence. What the justice system is doing here in Kenya to address that is amongst some other questions. If you have any questions, and we've already got a few that have come in, someone asking for your contact for something else, but I'll share that with you off air, and then you can decide if that's okay. If you have any questions, get them in now, 0701 984 984. It is time now for the sports with you, Nia, so stick around as we talk justice and all the great things that are happening in our country in terms of the justice system. Good morning.
Wewe ufanye ukiamka ni kucheki highlights, then unakumbuka lazima upeleke watoi shule. Hey, karibu drop the ball baller. Unaweza meet deadlines zako bila kuwai miss game. Now that's a true baller. Una make it to date night on game night na bado una catch game. Come on, baller. Tunakuletea the best leagues on any screen, wherever you are, from only 1050 shillings per month, live from Supersport on Showmax Pro. Sign up on showmax.com.
At the British Council, we know that our experiences in life are what shape us. The things we see, the places we go, the people we meet all make an impact on the future we create. Change is driven by people with dreams bigger than themselves. The chance to study abroad is the chance to make an impact, not just on your own life, but on the lives of the people you left back home. When you experience the world beyond borders, you can discover what's possible for the future you envision. When you set off to further your education abroad, you can return empowered and ready to put your plan for change in motion. Great experiences await when you study in diverse countries like the UK. You could make an impact on your entire community because you took the chance to own your future. It starts with an IELTS test from the British Council. Visit our website today and discover a world of opportunity.
Easter is here. Book your next flight between now and 30th of April and save up to 30% of the fares across our network. Come, fly with us and experience the hospitality that will make your journey as memorable as your destination. For bookings, please call +254 20220918. Email sales.nairobi@rwandair.com or contact your preferred travel agents. Terms and conditions apply.
Rwandair, fly the dream of Africa.
All right, the time now is 27 minutes to 9 with KCB Bank Female-Led and Made Enterprises. Enterprise Solutions. KCB brings you Flame, standing for Female-Led and Made Enterprises. Flame offers business solutions, flexible and accessible unsecured loans up to 30 million shillings for female entrepreneurs. WhatsApp 0711 087 087 or visit your nearest KCB Bank branch to learn more. For people, for better.
In Capital Newsbeat this hour.
U.S. company Moderna finalizes agreement to set up vaccine facility in Nairobi. MCK brands March 2023 darkest month for journalists, and Pistorius parole early release to be considered today.
More in Capital Newsbeat. Capital Sports Update, where sports is taken seriously.
Good morning. The Junior Golf Foundation has settled on a team of 7 junior golfers for the All-Africa Junior Team Golf Championship that will be held in Kampala, Uganda next month. The Junior Golf Foundation came up with a list of 20 best junior golfers who were invited to train together before the final players are picked for the Uganda assignment. From the list of 20, 5 junior players were unavailable for various reasons, while 15 players went through the 3 weeks of training. Tommy and Max Kavanagh, sons of 2 times national rally champion, the legendary Alistair Kavanagh, are set to compete in the second round of the Kenyan National Enduro Championship at Kedong Ranch in Naivasha tomorrow. The 2 brothers, who only started enduro racing last year, both managed to win their respective 50cc and 65cc championship titles in their inaugural year of competition and have now both moved up a class to 65cc and 85cc respectively. There are 6 rounds of the National Enduro Championship, all held on different ranches around the country, which offers competitors and spectators alike the chance to ride motorcycles off-road. Manchester United owes 158 billion shillings through a combination of gross debt, back borrowings and outstanding transfer fees with associated payments, according to new figures. The club released their second quarter results to 31st of December. Unlike previous years, there was no investors' call afterwards as a result of the ongoing strategic review. This could lead to the sale of the Premier League club. And that's a Capital FM Sports Update. For more on these and other stories, dial *411 *24 #. More sports at 12:30. I'm Unia Amunga.
Capital Sports Update. Up to the minute sports, where sports is taken seriously.
One night, not long ago, I fell for you. Too easy to let go. She was one from your past, one of the few. You said it didn't last. Now, Romeo, you know I can't believe your tongue would slip so easily. I know you think I ought to let it be. Get it right next time. That's the end of me. My name is not Susan. So watch what you say. And if you still need her, then be on your way. Don't wanna hear about Susan. She got nothing on me. So show some respect for the love you receive. My name is not Susan. No, 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 no. Get it right. Last night you were asleep, deep in a dream. I heard you call her name. Then you turned to embrace. I froze in place, never to be the same. Now, Romeo, you know I never knew my heart would bust so easily. I know you think I ought to let it go. Get it right next time. Say goodbye to me, boy.
Someone is asking me here on WhatsApp saying if we play tennis, they want proof that I play. So there will be some videos that have to be taken because this person does not believe that I play tennis. So there you go. I will prove it that I do. All right, moving on with our conversation. If you have any questions, as I said earlier, please get them in. And if we don't get to them on the show, don't worry. I can always forward them to Rose, and then she can have the right person maybe address that particular question for you. Chief of Staff, Office of the Chief Justice, Rose Washuka in studio with us this morning, talking about social transformation through justice. And we have discussed a number of key issues that have changed or are in the process of transformation and change during the 2 years of our Chief Justice, Martha Koome. But we obviously still have a long road ahead of us. And, as I said, a broken or fragmented system, but that's maybe my perception of the whole thing. And I'm sure there was some good, but maybe the accessibility, and you spoke about this, if I walk into a court system type situation and I need some sort of service, or if I go online, I need some sort of answer. I think the general perception before the last 2 years was I'm not going to get the good service, I'm not going to get the answer in time, and therefore you end up with cases that sit in court for 10, 15, 20, 30 plus years, and people have kind of just said, that's the Kenyan judiciary, you know what I mean? But that perception is changing. There needs to be more conversations around it, obviously, so that people can realize that you guys are doing some very, very hard, for lack of a better term, donkey work in the background to make sure that these stacks of paperwork are just getting less and less and less. And when Martha Koome was here, she was saying that one of the bigger issues was, and I think you alluded to this last time you were here as well, Rose, one of the bigger issues was the backlog of cases and the years, unacceptable amount of years, 2, 3, 5, 10, longer, of cases of people that have kind of just said, what's the point? So with that conversation around, if we can solve the problem outside of the court system, then the court system can focus on the cases that really need its attention. Is that sort of now the mantra going forward?
Yes, without taking away the right to come to court, of course, because that's the reason why the judiciary was established. And a lot of change happens in dialogue, right? To understand what is the role of the judiciary, what is the role of individuals as far as justice is concerned, and what is the role of the legal fraternity as well. And the legal fraternity includes lawyers, paralegals, community paralegals, and other people who support this access. And if you think about justice as an atom, just reduce it to its smallest part. It really is the way we live with each other every day. And so the Chief Justice came into office to 700,000 cases pending, and she enforced the directive that we shouldn't have a case in the trial court for more than 3 years, but also shouldn't have a case in the Court of Appeal or on appeal for more than 1 year. And to support the realization of that directive, we've seen the Judicial Service Commission hire 20 more judges. We have seen, more the expansion of the magistracy with 60 more magistrates to just make sure that the manpower to handle the backlog is enhanced. But we are also seeing amazing, and if you look at the SOJA report, the State of the Judiciary report that has all the statistics, we have data at the center. So that data is telling us these are the trends. This is what is happening. This is what's happening to civil cases. This is what's happening to criminal cases. These are the ways that we need to address the criminal justice system, the civil justice system, child justice. And so data has come in as a great enabler to focus, because a lot of the time to delve into deep work, Carl Newport's deep work, to delve into deep work, you really must understand which issues you're going deep in, and that has been the support that we understand why these cases are held up, and then we work to make sure that we can loosen those barriers to make sure that those cases are moving a lot faster.
And again, that's the key, right? It's almost like fine-tuning the system so this is the case, this is the problem, and then kind of work backwards on how you can resolve it, I would imagine.
Yeah, and in a very consultative, very collaborative way, because one institution cannot. And so it has to be a system-wide engagement, which is why we're saying, people-centered justice. And just so to define people-centered justice, we are focusing on 4 investments. And the first investment is actually to understand what are the game-changing initiatives that we need to scale. If you go to engineer law courts today, and you are above the age of 70, or you are a nursing mother, or you are a person living with disability, you get a special service access card. That special service access card means that you can get to the front of the queue in the registry. It also means that your matter on the cause list gets called first. And we are now also in conversation with our partners, because we also want to make sure that any person who comes to court is a nursing mother, you have the facilities to do that. But also, if you spend the entire day all the way to lunchtime in court, that we can actually also provide a meal that we can
It's
feed
amazing.
Kenyans.
And this is the softening of the judiciary more than
It's
anything else,
human
right?
justice.
Yes,
It's human
yes.
justice. And so we are mapping those. And the beauty is these directives and these innovations are not coming from the Office of the Chief Justice. They're actually coming from courts themselves. So that special service card has taken to many other court stations. You have other court stations that actually are coding matters. And so if you see a red file, and that's a murder case, you see green files, what cases those are. And so when a magistrate is on the bench and you look at the cases and you're seeing a red file, there's a murder case on the cause list, and so you call that matter first. So it's a lot. And also the Chief Justice has admitted more advocates over the last 2 years than there were by the time she herself got admitted. It's
Right.
been over 2,600 young advocates. And so what are these young advocates doing? The Chief Justice has started the Young Advocates Mentorship Program, and for it follow the launch again on the 13th. We have a lunch for young advocates, because the Chief Justice has instructed us, if a young advocate can actually become a pro bono lawyer for the judiciary, and we find a way of facilitating their services, say 30,000 shillings a case, the day you get admitted, you can take 3 cases per month and you're able to make 90,000 Kenya shillings, but also pay attention to 3 cases that require attention. And the Chief Justice has expanded pro bono services beyond murder cases to also charges of robbery with violence, capital offenses.
But that's amazing. So what we're looking for is people that have the time and the energy and the focus to really take. It's about care, right? And,
It's about care.
And making sure that the justice is served in that respect. Now, online violence becoming prominent, and UN Women Database estimates that 28% of women in Africa have experienced online violence. How does the current justice setup in Kenya address that issue?
The digital age is really moving fast, Fareed. I mean, just from a theoretical perspective, since the advent of the digital age, we are seeing, the offenses sort of widen even further. And you will remember the disagreement that was between the Senate and the National Assembly on the Cyber Crimes Bill of 2018, and the Court of Appeal upholding that bill in a case in 2019 actually. And so we have laws that are responding to the evolution of the digital age, and unfortunately that women suffer a lot of cyberbullying and cybercrime, and so the justice system is always ready to take in, of course, these crimes and these grievances. But as a justice system and as a country, and the regulators of the space, there is a very delicate line to be walked between enforcement and also uphold the freedom of expression. And I think that's what Parliament is now working on, to make sure that there is legislation, because then if there is legislation, the judiciary can enforce that legislation, and Kenyans actually have recourse to that. But I do agree that Kenya is the ranked 4th in Africa with the highest digital penetration at about 29%. And these issues will keep evolving. And so what that means is our legislative apparatus has to also, remain firmly aware of that changing landscape. And we continue to prepare judges and judicial officers on how to deal with those cases when they come to court.
And I think it's kind of a chicken and an egg thing, right? Is what the needs of the justice system, forcing a change in legislation, or is the change in legislation changing the way justice is administered? So it's kind of a chicken and egg thing. But
I think it can't be linear anymore.
Right. So it's case by case,
it
right?
Is,
For instance, we need legislation to change so the justice system will have more control over this online space, because right now, every day things are changing.
Yeah.
In terms of digitization, you talked about data and the access to data. In terms of digitization, and we did speak about this before, but let's just get back into it now. That is a massive part of the way the world is going.
Yes.
It's data gathering, access to that data. Me as a consumer of the data and also a provider of the data, do I have access to data within the court system as well? Is all this part of the plan to make a more transparent system within judiciary?
Several judiciaries have actually, several chief justices have got in touch with our chief justice to share the formula that we use to prepare the State of the Judiciary report. And if you've looked at the State of the Judiciary report, and they are all available on the judiciary website, we go to painstaking depth on data, pending cases, trends where this county, we even analyze pending data per county. And so that's very open and, sort of very, very transparent. And the SOJA is released around November every year. And so that's one area where we have done very, very well. We have a dedicated directorate of performance management and which incorporates data. We are now incorporating sort of algorithms that can tell us, or elements that can tell us, that can gender data. How are women interacting with the justice system? How many are filing cases? We are also incorporating child-specific data. And that's because if we are to deploy the finite resources that we have for maximum efficiency, then we need to know where these problems are, and there are ways to do that. Using data, but also making sure that the data protection policy of the judiciary, because there is one, is absolutely upheld, and that has been the case.
And access to that data also for me as a consumer is vitally important as well, right? I mean, we know journalists would love to have a place where they can just log into a system and search someone's name and see if there's a case out there that is, but that's a different thing altogether. The 2 years of success that our Chief Justice has had, and it really has been a success. And it's not my opinion; it is fact. We've seen a change in our justice system, in the accessibility of the judiciary that we've never seen in this country before. And you're talking about 60 plus years since independence, and then in 2 years, all the stuff that went kind of under the radar is kind of being addressed. And when you came in here, you talked about these 700,000 outstanding cases, which you guys are working so hard to lessen. What is the ultimate goal and plan? And I know this is a very generalized question, but maybe you could pick 4 or 5 specific points to the role that the Chief Justice and your office is playing in the judiciary here in Kenya.
It's all in starch. So social transformation through access to justice. And so we ask ourselves, ourselves every day, we ask ourselves, what does the Constitution require us to do? The Constitution provides certain promises. And one of the promises of the Constitution is a society that upholds social justice. And what social justice means is that it's justice that is by people, for people, with people, through people. And the judiciary, as the custodian of the Constitution, should bring the realization of those promises to life. And so the judiciary has to open up to the character of the Constitution. And the character of the Constitution is very transformative, very transformational. And so beyond the various targets, to make sure that access to justice is available for all Kenyans, it is really just about making sure that the role of the judiciary, as conceived by the Constitution, to drive social transformation and to make sure that that social transformation is derived through access to justice, not just formal justice, but access to justice in the way that justice is defined. That's the end goal. And the end goal means that Kenyans are empowered in terms of their legal rights and obligations, and our institutions are strong and respond to those needs.
Right. And then there becomes a safe place for problems that I or my family or community cannot solve, that I know if I bring it to the court system, the justice system here in Kenya, I know that I'll get a result. I think that's key.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is so key.
And in that long term, if we look at the work you guys have done, it's probably not that far away for you guys to reach those goals. There's obviously a lot of challenges along the way, right? And if we look at when Justice Kome came into to her role, she must have looked at her docket and been like, am I going to be able to? Okay, she probably is, because she's super confident. But it must have been quite intimidating. Some of the challenges along the way. What have been some of the challenges to this? Has there been resistance to change?
First of all, I think that the world will look back during the years that CJ Kome will have served and say, here was a woman, and the Chief Justice has been a judge for many, many years and has been an agent of justice throughout her career. And so to have a strong leader in charge of an institution and for the first time in history to say, we are doing this together through shared leadership. That I am the Chief Justice and my office is in Nairobi, but you're the Chief Justice of your court in Garsen. You're the Chief Justice of your court in Marimanti. You are the Chief Justice of your court in Kahawa. And for judicial officers to find that empowerment, and for citizens to understand that if I walk into any judicial establishment, any courtroom, that they get the same attention as they would from the Chief Justice, that has been life-changing. And I don't think that we understand that enough, and will continue to really talk about how the ways in which that has changed. And of course, there are challenges. Globalization is bringing many challenges, along. And locally as well, we still are working very, very hard to reduce those distances. We are working very, very hard to make sure that legal representation and access to legal information is provided. We are working very, very hard to make sure that there is adequate financing and resourcing. Working very hard to make sure that cases can be heard real time, to put in the ICT software and hardware that's required to support just the sheer number of cases that are coming to the judiciary. But more importantly, to maintain and continue to build a strong institution that is accountable to the Constitution and to the people. And for the Chief Justice, and I've worked with her for the last 2 years, that it's not an intimidating act, because this is something that is within reach. And I think that if we continue to prioritize, if we continue to stay focused, and if we continue to apply the law of incremental results, that if I am here today, I do one thing, that I will compound that tomorrow to another thing, and the next day, and the next day. And so the idea and what we remember, and you asked me about how busy my schedule is, it is just about remembering that it is, what we are cathedral builders, and cathedrals are not built in one generation. That if we can attain one thing today and build on it tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and recognize that all these are sacrifices by judges, judicial officers, judiciary staff, Kenyans, to work together in this era of justice, then we can start to be kinder to ourselves and to the things that we have realized, and to continue being inspired to build even more. And so that's the refreshing energy that the Chief Justice brings to the entire justice system. And that's why we are seeing the change that we are seeing, because we are all feeling confident to sit in the spaces that we are sitting in, to facilitate justice in the ways that we are.
And I think, you talk about the Chief Justice, but she's obviously surrounded herself with some incredible people as well. And I think from what I've seen, that whether you were all handpicked by her, or this was a different way of you guys becoming part of this incredible movement, I think it's all of you, and she definitely has that ability, from what I'm hearing, to give people, to empower people to do their job. Like you said, whether it's Garsen or Kahawa, whatever the case may be, they're empowered now to do their job without this micromanaging and making sure things are going, exactly the way someone wants it. And it seems like a shared vision. It's not her vision, but a shared vision.
It is a shared vision, very much so, and owned, not just by people in the judiciary, but by Kenyans, because it's about recognizing that this justice is a shared responsibility, and then being the champion for that.
Amazing.
And being the general that we all follow.
Amazing. Rose, thank you so much for coming in. It's been an absolute pleasure again. I
I love Capito, and I love coming.
See you on the tennis court.
See you on the tennis court.
All right, we take a quick break, come back with the news.
Bring together a deceased billionaire's fortune, dark family secret, and two families that dislike each other, and all gloves are off.
Start your life here. It's not enough for me. It's just not enough.
This is the plot of Second Family, an original telenovela streaming exclusively on Showmax.
You don't know what they do to girls like you. I think he's having an affair.
Sign up at showmax.com and watch the drama unfold in a battle of wealth, power, and revenge.
That's a double bell!
This production stars Ian Bogwa, Nick Deda, Sarah Wajiko, John C.B. Okumu, Charles Aouda, and many more. Tune into The Jam with June and Martin to learn more.
Friday, the 31st of March, will not be your regular Friday. Capital FM has rounded up only the best soul maestros and let them do what they do best. Ladies and gentlemen, Capital FM presents Sold Out. Sold Out. A night of nothing but the best soul music. On the decks, we have Capital FM's DJ Adrian and DJ Leo, backed up by a few extraordinary gentlemen. DJ Adams, Jogu, DJ Forrest, and DJ Shaky. It's all happening at the Carnivore Simba Saloon from 5 p.m. till late. Don't sell out. See you at Sold Out. Strictly for 25 and older. Advanced tickets for only 1,500 shillings on ticketsasa.com today.
Dancing feet, dancing in the key of life. The best mix of music, Capital Cafe.
Capital News Beat.
U.S. company Moderna finalizes agreement to set up vaccine facility in Nairobi. MCK brands March 2023 darkest month for journalists, and Pistorius parole early release to be considered today. Good morning, I'm Unia Amunga.
Capital News Beat.
President William Ruto has said U.S. biotech company Moderna has finalized an agreement to set up a $500 million vaccine facility in Nairobi. He says Moderna's investment will be a catalyst for the medical and pharmaceutical industry, not just in Kenya but in the continent. Moderna said in a separate statement that the state-of-the-art facility would make up to 500 million doses of vaccines each year without giving a date for when production would start. The company said it now has commitments to establish manufacturing facilities in Kenya, the United States, Canada, Australia, and the United Kingdom. The Media Council of Kenya has described March 2023 as the darkest month for the Kenyan media since the clamor for multi-party democracy. This follows incidents of attacks meted on journalists and equipment vandalism as they covered anti-government protests in Nairobi and Kisumu. Most of the attacks occurred in Pipeline and Embakasi area, where police unleashed terror on Azimio supporters as opposition leader Raila Odinga made his way to Jacaranda grounds, which was sealed off. A South African parole board is to consider whether former Paralympic star and convicted murderer Oscar Pistorius can be released from jail. He has so far served half of his 13-year sentence for murdering his girlfriend, Reva Steenkamp, in 2013. If he is granted parole, Pistorius, now aged 36, would be freed within a matter of days. However, Steenkamp's mother, June, is widely expected to oppose parole during today's hearing. The former amputee sprinter is currently in a low-security prison in Rolling Fields, just outside the city of Pretoria. He recently met Barry Steenkamp, Reva's father, as part of a mandatory process known as Victim-Offender Dialogue. For more on these and other stories, dial star 411 star 4#. That's Capital News Beat. I'm Unia Amunga. You're up to date at 3 minutes past 9.
Capital News Beat.
It's the Friday Flight with DJ Adrian.
There we go. We are flying on the Friday flight with DJ Adrian, and it's a sold-out version as well. Just by sending in a voice note telling me how much you love this Friday flight, I can hook you up with some ticos, if you will, for sold out tonight, courtesy of the Friday flight. Now, if you're looking for conditional approval for an incredible facility, then look no further than NCBA. 15 seconds or less. It is that easy to get conditional approval. And all you have to do is go to any NCBA branch or visit ncabagroup.com. Whether you're looking for conditional approval for a vehicle, a school bus if you're a school, they have termly repayment periods, some sort of farming equipment, a truck or farming equipment. They have seasonal repayment periods, and of course, if you're a salaried individual and get a monthly salary, monthly repayment periods. For more information, visit ncbagroup.com or contact the 24-hour contact center on 0711-056-444. And don't go anywhere because we have more great news coming your way. That's right, Kenya Rugby would not be where it is without the work of Benja. We're talking about Benjamin Ayimba. His legacy lives on in the beautiful game we all love. This is the love rugby fans will be taking to the Kenyatta Stadium Machakos as the inaugural Benjamin Ayimba Rugby Legacy Tournament gets underway. Go down with your crew to Machakos from the 7th to 9th of April and celebrate Ayimba's legacy as you have fun and enjoy some great rugby. Tickets go for 1,000 bob for regular tickets and 2,500 for business class. Get your tickets today on tikiti.co.ke. And finally, the Kisima Festival is happening. Which is pretty cool, and I'll tell you more about that in just a minute, but this will definitely be an Easter to remember. Quick Mart supermarkets have kicked off the Pasaka Reloaded campaign, where you stand a chance to win loads of prizes every day for enrolling for the QM loyalty program. Shop and save big with loads of daily hampers to win great discounts and value for your money. There are more reasons to shop at the Quick Mart supermarket every day. Tune in the Jam for more info. Quick Mart supermarket, fresh and easy. All right, so let us continue now with the Friday flight, but we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll get straight back into the music with DJ Adrian.
The power to impact the world around you. At the British Council, we see students from all over the globe coming together for equality of education that achieves goals. An IELTS test from the British Council can help you own your future. For a limited time only, when you book IELTS with British Council, you will get our most popular preparation course, Road to IELTS Premium, for free. Value at $80 US. Road to IELTS Premium gives you all the material you need to get a great IELTS score. Visit the British Council website today.
Are you ready for the hits? Yes, you are. It's your friend Rick Dees taking you to number one this week. Miley Cyrus goes dancing down the street, then strips almost naked, does a yoga exercise by a pool, and it's all right here. Wait a minute. There's a 22-step beauty routine from Niall Horan. He'll give it to you. Plus, let me give you every hit and D's sleaze and a chance to win. It's your countdown to number one right here this week. Capital Traffic and Travel.
All right, traffic right now is pretty hectic on a lot of the major roads, but we will keep you updated on anything else that is happening. We're going to go out right now after this and then back to the music.
At the British Council, we know that our experiences in life are what shape us. The things we see, the places we go, the people we meet all make an impact on the future we create. Change is driven by people with dreams bigger than themselves. The chance to study abroad is the chance to make an impact, not just on your own life, but on the lives of the people you left back home. When you experience the world beyond borders, you can discover what's possible for the future you envision. When you set off to further your education abroad, you can return empowered and ready to put your plan for change in motion. Great experiences await when you study in diverse countries like the UK. You can make an impact on your entire community because you took the chance to own your future. It starts with an IELTS test from the British Council. Visit our website today and discover a world of opportunity.
All over Kenya, New Ace Toilet Cleaner is giving toilets something to sing about.
No matter what they do, a number one or a number two brings me closer and closer to
New Ace Toilet Cleaner comes in 6 variants and fragrances: Power Max, Lavender, Ocean, Citrus, Fruity, and Pine Fresh that kill 99% of germs, leaving your toilet beautifully clean and fresh.
my love is true. I'll always stand by you, 'cause you make
Ace Toilet Cleaner. Make your loo brand new.
Capital Night Out.
All right, join us at the Hub, Karen, for an extravagant Easter festival starting Friday the 10th. Enjoy an exciting Easter egg hunt, Kids Craft Station, live band by Edward Parsine, and bespoke Easter menus on Saturday, 8th and 9th of June. Don't miss the Seoul Kids Fest, Piazza, and Lakeside Market and Toyota car display with amazing offers and discounts. The Easter extravaganza is not to be missed. See you there. Each and every Thursday, we keep it 100% African at the Tunnel Mombasa Road with DJ UV on the decks from 8 till late. And every Thursday, join Schwaz at the Art Club in Maramore, rooftop for Sounds of Africa. Schwaz on Friday at Captain's Lounge inside Petro City along Mombasa Road for Friday Fiesta, and Saturday Schwaz takes the party to Bungoma Town. The party will be at Antonio's Sports Lounge, so do not miss it. To miss is a diss, rather. Come through for a once-in-a-lifetime party. Tums rocks Nairobi every Tuesday at 1824 Rock On, and Slick has a perfect plan every Friday and Sunday at Move Cafe and Bistro, Kilimani from 2 to 10 p.m.
Wherever you go, whatever you do, have a great Capital Night Out.
Adrian.
Get out
I mean, if you want more of that, there's only one place to go, and that's sold out tonight at the Carnivore. Adrian, what time are you going to be doing your thing? Close to midnight. Can this generation stay up till midnight, really? It starts at 2. No, I'm just joking. It doesn't. It really doesn't. But anyway, Adrian's going to be there as I guess you're the headliner, right? As it were. He's so modest. He's the headliner. Come on, we know if Adrian's anywhere. Adrian Leo. But it's going to be awesome with Shaky and Forrest and the gang. So make sure you check it out. That's the Simba Saloon tonight at the Carnivore, 23 minutes past 9 with KCB Bank Female Letter-Made Enterprise Solutions. KCB brings you Flame. Standing for female letter-made enterprises, Flame offers business solutions, flexible and accessible unsecured loans up to $30 million for female entrepreneurs. WhatsApp 0711087087 or visit your nearest KCB Bank branch to learn more for people and for better. And that is it for me. I will see you back here Monday morning and again on Monday evening on Global Digest. I'll leave it over to DJ Adrian to take you through the rest of the hour. Have yourself a lovely weekend and see you tonight at Sold Out.
Money? Yeah, well, I thought our thing was on another level entirely. Older women. You think I'd have learned by now? They make you believe they really, really love you. Turns out they were only after one thing.
Adrian.
Everything I see reminds me of you. When I left, baby, I bit off more than I could chew. I searched the world all around.
Adrian.
This is your best mix of music. 98.4 Capital FM.
Motion.
This is your best mix of music. 98.4 Capital FM.
Friday Flight with DJ Adrian.